Hello YouTube, Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, also known as Mr. Lighting on a Fan. Right now the date is Wednesday, July 26th, 2017, and the time is approximately 9 minutes after 7 p.m. So I want to, I need to do a shout out to Gothica, yes, and I want to individually and collectively thank the Arwen Lynch, the Angelo Nacios, and one of my favorite YouTube channel subscribers, whom I have the honor and pleasure of following and being subscribed to his YouTube channel as well, Two Spirit, for divinely inspiring me to create my own tarot tag. So I invite those of you who are new to the tarot and those of you who are not so new to the tarot to engage in sacred play with my tarot tag. It is called Tarot Tag 8. And I chose 8 for several reasons. Number one, in various numerological systems, the number 8 is the number of wealth and the number of wisdom. And in that same, specifically in the Chaldean Hebrew Kabbalah system of numerology, the number 8 is astrologically aligned with both the sun sign Capricorn and its ruling planet Saturn. And yes, my sun sign is Capricorn. In fact, my birthday is January 8th. So the I'm sure that some of you have heard of the term hashtag. Remember when it was called the pound sign? I do. So so basically what's going to happen is, if you're going to engage in sacred play in this video and do this video like a video reply or what have you, I invite you and ask that you use hashtag TAROT and the number 8. So that would be Tarot Tag 8, or rather hashtag Tarot Tag 8. And I'm actually going to hold up my printout, and I'm going to ask that my amazing and awesome audio-visual tech person make sure that the hashtag Tarot Tag 8 is focused on. So that's what you're going to put in for your video reply or what have you. If you're going to share it on various social media platforms, use that. You don't need to use the parentheses, but hashtag Tarot Tag 8. Yes. So, and I am going to write a WordPress blog post to accompany this video, and that will list all the questions there. Okay, I might do it in the description box too, but definitely at least in the WordPress blog post that will accompany this. So, I'm going to ask the 8 questions. And one thing that I want to say is that there are no wrong answers. There aren't necessarily any right answers either. It's basically whatever is honest and true for you, and whatever is really real for you. Okay. So, with that, question number, and I will be looking back and forth, so I do apologize in advance for that. So question number 1. How old were you when you first began using the tarot? Well, for the record, I want to start with saying that I was 8.5, and at that time I insisted on saying that I was 8.5 when I purchased my very first tarot deck. But I was 16.5, and yes, I did say that. I was 16.5 when I first began using the tarot, when I also began learning the tarot, and I was learning the tarot by using the tarot, which is a great way to learn the tarot, by the way. Well, excuse me, it's one of several great ways. And by the way, I'm 47, not 47.5. So I don't do that half thing anymore. Under the age of 21, it's fine, but above 21, it's like, really? Really now? Okay. So that's when I first began learning the tarot. That's when I first purchased my very first tarot deck, etc. Question number 2. What kind of themes or color schemes do you most love and prefer in tarot decks? So that's a multi-part answer for me. So generally speaking, when it comes to the visual aspect of tarot, I love tarot decks that have dark, rich jewel tones. I love, a perfect example of this is the Oracle Tarot by Lucy Cavendish. And I don't remember the artist's name offhand, but this deck was published by Hay House. And I love the tarot deck. I love that so many of the cards, especially the High Priestess card, have these dark, deep, rich jewel tones, like this beautiful sapphire and this smoky iolite and then this rich amethyst. And it's a gorgeous, gorgeous deck. Pardon me. Oh, got so choked up. The other thing that I love about the other kinds of decks that I love are cards where they're not standard size. And those of you who have the Oracle Tarot by Lucy Cavendish, you know that the cards are especially wide. And I love that. I love cards that are not standard. I mean, I do have I have more than several tarot decks where the cards are standard size for a tarot deck. But I love tarot decks that also have an unusual sizing to them. I have virtually every tarot deck that's round, that has round cards. I have, not every one, but almost all of them. And another example is this tarot deck, which is the Roehrig Tarot by Carl W. Roehrig. You can see I needed to find a new container because this has been taped up and it's ripped and all this other stuff. But the person who gave this to me is now deceased, which is why I'm not parting with this. So I found this beautiful new case, and look at this, it fits right in. Now, I love that the cards are especially tall. I love that each major arcana card has both a Hebrew letter and a Viking rune. I think this is there's only one other tarot deck that has that kind of symbological arranging system, and that's, I think, the Handel Tarot or the Heindel Tarot. I know I'm mispronouncing it, but I think you know which one I'm talking about. Capital H-A-I-N-D-L. Heindel Tarot. And my apologies to the person whose last name is that for mispronouncing your name repeatedly. I definitely love tarot decks as well as oracle card decks that have a goddess theme, that have an angel theme, that have a fairy theme, or a fae, sacred fae as I call them, theme. I'm also drawn to tarot decks that have a magical, witchy, pagan, Wiccan theme to them. The new, or relatively new, Everyday Witch Tarot, which was published in the month of my birthday, January this year, 2017, is a perfect example of that. But I've also purchased other tarot decks that have a Wiccan or a magical or a witchy theme. There are some of my personal favorites. But so themes and color schemes is the topic of or the focus of this question. Question number 3. How many tarot decks do you have? Either exact number or approximate number. I am so very beyond long overdue to do an official recount. But I would say tarot decks, including tarot kits, like the Everyday Witch Tarot, I would say that I have about 250 tarot decks. I previously moved from a 2-bedroom apartment to a 1-bedroom apartment. So as you can imagine, there are some tarot decks and tarot kits that have yet to be unboxed in the box that the local supermarket had for me to put things in when I did move into this apartment. But yes. And ironically, I tend to receive new tarot decks every year. There was a period of time when several clients and students and friends wanted to give me tarot decks, but they were afraid of giving me one that I already had. So I created an actual wish list, not a website's wish list, but an actual wish list where I would either send an email or I would create a document in Microsoft Word and print it and say, these are the tarot decks, as well as the oracle card decks that I want but do not have at the present time. And then I would say, go with your intuition. So if your intuition said, like these days, I'll list 5 tarot decks and 5 oracle card decks. So I would say to the individual receiving that list, if your intuition says, give me number 2 of the tarot deck list and number 5 of the oracle card deck list, then go with that. And that's fine with me. I am a huge advocate for people following their intuition. Okay, let's see. So I will eventually do a recount. I know that there are some videos that people love, that they will watch the whole thing. I will tell you that I know that I have people that are YouTube channel subscribers that love my videos. I don't think that you would watch a video that was like 10 hours long of me literally counting every tarot deck and every tarot kit that I have. And I say that because even I wouldn't watch that video. And I'm the star. Go figure, right? Okay. Question number 4. Do you do daily draws? You know, I really feel the need to acknowledge that this is the second version of this video. The first video is somewhere in cyberspace. I don't know. It got lost somewhere. Even though I often say that nothing is lost in the mind of Goddess. But, and I'm right, nothing is lost. It's been misplaced somewhere in cyberspace. Where? Who knows? But interestingly enough, and I'm beginning to see that the Goddess divinely orchestrated me to do this video a second time. And I think that she's right about that. So when I did the first version of this video, which was about a month and a half ago, or a month ago, whatever it was, I wasn't doing daily draws. However, now I have been doing a new cycle of daily draws since this past Sunday, which was July 23rd, 2017, and it was the date of the new moon in Leo. And what I'm doing is I'm pulling a tarot card for the day, and I'm pulling an oracle card for the day. I'm working with a specific tarot deck and oracle card deck, and I'm doing that from this past new moon until the next dark moon. I'm going to do it similarly to how I rotate my decks for clients' readings. So now I do daily draws again. I always loved doing daily draws. I never hated it. I never disliked it. I never detested it. My professional schedules, both as a professional psychic and also with my side position of employment, are busier and more involved and more demanding this year than last year. So there are some things that have needed to be put on the back burner, but I can honestly say that I absolutely want to make time to continue these new practices because they're very spiritually uplifting, they're very insightful, they strengthen my intuition, which is perfect for a professional psychic, and I enjoy them. I enjoy them very much. So I do daily draws. Now, again, for my own peace of mind, if you do daily draws, that's great. If you don't do daily draws, there's nothing wrong with that. That's great for you too. One thing I don't do with my daily draws is post the interpretations on Instagram. It just seems too tedious to me to like take my smartphone and do this when I could do, you know, this on my beautiful multicolored keyboard. So yeah. But who knows? Maybe you know, I can use the desktop version of Instagram again and then put interpretations again. Who knows? Question number 5. What about other divination systems? With the tarot or by themselves? So this is a two-part question. So generally speaking, with regards to the different divination systems that I offer clients, they include but are not limited to readings with the sacred tarot, oracle cards, divination decks, palmistry, runes, both Viking runes, Futhark, and the woman runes created by the late and great Shekinah Mountain Water. I don't usually give a lot of readings with the pendulum, although I have included the pendulum in some of my readings. So that's the gist of this question. Do you just give readings with the tarot, or do you give other kinds of readings, and do you at times combine the two, or the 3 or the 5 or what have you? A perfect example, I have a client who is a regular client and a faithful client. The vast majority of the time I will give her a reading using the tarot, but I will sometimes use 2 different tarot decks as part of the same reading, or I will use a tarot deck in conjunction with an oracle card deck as part of the same reading. She usually has 1 hour readings with me, so from the time the hour reading begins until the time the hour reading concludes, I will have used a tarot deck and an oracle card deck as part of her reading. And depending upon how I'm divinely guided by my psychic guides, I'll either pull one card from one deck or one card from both decks to answer her questions. So that's an example of that. So, and you know, for my own peace of mind and maybe for your peace of mind as well, if any of these questions you don't completely understand, please submit a comment asking for clarification, and I will be more than happy to reply to that comment ASAP. Okay, question number 6. Memory as in memorized meaning, or intuition as in intuitive insights. So when I first began giving readings professionally, I only used intuitive meanings. In other words, I didn't know what the traditional meanings were. I just didn't know because I didn't know them. And for my clients at the time, I really didn't need to know them. When people began expressing an interest in wanting to learn the tarot from me, I felt instinctively that I needed to learn the traditional meanings because they would want to learn what they are as well. And when I say traditional meanings, I'm referring to the interpretations of tarot cards that can be found in virtually any book, pardon me, that lists tarot card meanings. So, like for example, the 9 of Cups is called the Wish card, or the Wish Fulfillment card. The 4 of Wands is called the House card. It indicates a change of residence. The 7 of Wands is sometimes called the Writer's card because it has to do with writing or writing projects or endeavors, or with somebody being a professional writer. And I need to take a sip of my Café Bustelo, so one moment, please. Oh, so good. It's not as warm as it was, but it's still really good. And it's Café Bustelo. So, primarily, I do use intuitive meanings. My psychic guides will tell me to tell a client that this card means this with regards to him or her, and I'll just tell the client what my psychic guide told me to tell him or her about that card during that part of his or her reading. However, every once in a while, I will include I will include a few traditional meanings in my psychic tarot readings, if you will. Okay. Question number 7. Question number 7 is a bit of a multi-part. So, again, any question that you're not sure on, please submit a comment asking for clarification, and I will happily reply to it ASAP. So question number 7, where are you with regards to the tarot right now? In other words, do you feel you are a novice, beginner, intermediate, advanced, or mastery level with regards to your tarot usage? As somebody that has taught people the tarot for years, as somebody who's had the honor and pleasure of thus far coaching one person to become a professional psychic using the tarot, I feel that I'm at an advanced mastery level of tarot usage. However, I also feel that because I've begun a new cycle of daily draws, I'm also at a novice level in a new way, which is ironic since novice means new, like newbie new. And basically, so I feel that I'm at both. I feel that there's a part of me that is an advanced mastery level in the tarot, and there's a part of me that's begun a new novice level. And I can honestly say that with regards to anything metaphysical, magical, mystical, or spiritual, I'm always going to be an ongoing student. I'm always going to be, I'm sorry, I was waiting for a sign from my amazing audiovisual person and I wasn't sure if I got it or not. Yes. So I'm at that level where I truly believe that with regards to, okay, I'm sorry, but I'm not sure if you're giving me the signal or not. I got the signal. I saw the sign. I won't sing, I promise. Although some of you love my singing voice, but okay. So I feel that with regards to the tarot, oracle card decks, divination, magic, witchcraft, paganism, crystals, energy healing modalities, etc., one is always a student. And I love learning about these things. You know, I think one of the reasons why I love teaching the tarot privately is because my students teach me something amazing every time. They do. They teach me some really juicy things that I never knew, and it's like, oh, wow, you know? It really is, I love teaching private classes. They're really at where I'm at right now. There may come a time when I resume teaching group classes again, but with regards to anything metaphysical that I teach right now, like my private prosperity classes, it's the shit for me. So yeah, so I feel that right now I am at both a novice level and an advanced mastery level with regards to tarot usage. Okay, question number 8, and this is the last question, and it is also this is a multi-part question, so it's not just a one-part question or a two-part. What is your next step with the tarot? In other words, are you thinking about creating a tarot deck, or working with a new tarot deck, or a new tarot practice, or something else? So I'm going to answer those sub-questions individually. And I'm also going to share with you, and those of you that have watched my more recent videos, you know about this already, but it bears repeating. So, am I thinking about creating a tarot deck right now? The answer is no. Quite frankly, for me to devote time and energy to create a tarot deck, or an oracle card deck for that matter, would require me to take time away from things and people that, and I don't want to do that. So, call me selfish, call me insensitive, but the fact of the matter is that there are certain things and certain people that I love and adore very much, and I don't want to spend less time with them than I already do. So, for me to set about creating a tarot deck and everything that would entail, would require me to spend less time with those people, with those activities, with those loves, with those passions, with those interests, and I simply don't want to do that right now. Not to mention the fact that I would insist on commissioning an artist and paying him or her on a regular basis. I would not feel comfortable saying, well, when the deck is published, then I'll give you your proceeds. No, I don't feel comfortable with that. I don't. And as somebody that has friends and clients that I hold in high esteem, that are artists, fine artists, actors, singers, dancers, writers, producers, choreographers, etc., 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 I don't feel comfortable saying, well, you'll get the money later. I don't feel comfortable with that. And I would also need to be receiving a larger amount of money than I already do, which would mean that I would need to give more readings, which I don't have an issue with. But I would also need to do other things to receive more money that would also take time away from things and people that I love and adore. So as much as I love the idea of creating a tarot deck and not taking advantage, but taking part in all of the details, the necessary details to make that happen, it's not a priority right now. And it would just take things, again, it would take time away from things and people that I love and adore. So that. Now, or working with a new tarot deck. Well, I'm actually working with a new tarot deck right now, and I'm going to show it to you, although I'm sure you've seen it already, especially if you go to Two Spirits YouTube channel. The Master Tarot Deck by Astrology Answers. I love this tarot deck. And it's so funny because, you know, I've always told people that if you don't want to buy more tarot decks than you already have, don't spend time with me. The more time you spend with me, the more decks you will want to acquire, both tarot and oracle card decks. I know somebody who used to have one tarot deck and one oracle card deck. Then she began having readings with me on a regular basis. Then she began spending time with me socially. And now she has a bazillion tarot decks and oracle card decks. She doesn't have, well, I'm exaggerating. She doesn't have a bazillion, but she has a lot more than one of each now. A lot more. And she also has oracle card deck apps on her smartphone. So what does that tell you? So I am working with a new tarot deck. This is a new tarot deck for me. And I am also working with a new tarot practice. And that new tarot practice is, I've mentioned in previous videos that for the last several months, I will rotate all the tarot and oracle card decks that I use, and rather than use them from the first of the month to the last day of that same calendar month, be it the 28th, the 30th, the 31st, now I use tarot and oracle card decks, for a specific set of them, from one new moon to the following dark moon. So now I'm doing that with my new cycle of daily draws, where from this past Sunday's new moon in Leo, which was Sunday, July 23rd, 2017, I am pulling a tarot card for the day from the Master Tarot deck by Astrology Answers. And I'm also pulling a card from the Angels of Abundance Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue, which is her newest Oracle card deck. And then I will do that until the night of the dark moon, which I don't remember offhand, but I would imagine it would be sometime roughly 2 weeks after the full moon, which would be on Monday, August 7th, 2017, which is the date of the full moon in Aquarius. So about 2 weeks after that. So then I'll choose a new tarot deck and a new oracle card deck to work with for my daily draws. So that's my new tarot practice. And as far as the something else, I'm getting to the point where I'm looking at the different tarot decks that I own and the different oracle card decks that I own, and some of them I don't think I'll ever use. And, you know, it's one thing if I've used a tarot deck or an oracle card deck once, but it's something else entirely if I haven't used any of them. And I don't know how appropriate it is for me to keep waiting. So there may be some that I bring to my local thrift store. There may be some that I might give to a client as a birthday gift. I know that recently Two Spirit gave a gorgeous tarot deck away as a gratitude giveaway for having more than 500 subscribers to his YouTube channel. So I might do that. But, you know, I'm only at 110 subscribers right now, so I have a while to go before I get to 500. But who knows? Maybe I'll have like 50,000 subscribers by tomorrow. I doubt it, but you never know. Crazier things have happened. Stranger things have happened. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I'm definitely feeling this, this new energy with regards to the Sacred Tarot. This new commitment to loving it, to honoring it, to being enthusiastic about it, to being in eternal lust with it. And I'm enjoying this new part of the journey. And, you know, aside from individually and collectively thanking Two Spirit and the Arwen Lynch and the Angelo Nacios, I must once again thank the 3 YouTube channel content creators who truly divinely inspired a new level of spiritual exploration for me, especially with regards to the tarot. And they are Owl Moon 513, the Avalon Spiritual Odyssey, and of course my home girl, Ember Honey Raven. So I must thank them as well. And I'm sorry I got very distracted because I saw 3 of the most prolific of Star Trek captains on another screen. I'm so sorry, I keep getting distracted in this tarot tag. I'm nowhere near this distracted when I give a reading, I promise you. Well, those of you that have readings with me, you know that. And there you have it. You have my very first tarot tag video. Again, I invite you to participate with me. I invite you to engage in sacred play with this tarot tag. I invite you to have fun with it. I invite you to do it along with me, to do this with me. And please, please, please make sure that you use hashtag TAROTTAG and the number 8 as demonstrated earlier. But I will have my awesome audiovisual person do a close-up of the hashtag TarotTag8 one more time. You do not need to use the parentheses. And I invite you to make it happen. And have fun with it. And please feel free to use a tarot deck if you're divinely guided. I didn't use a tarot deck with this because I didn't pull any cards with this. I might do a tarot deck. Well, actually, I think I will do more than one tarot tag. I don't know when the next one will be. And in case you're wondering, I actually do want to do an oracle card tag. That will be videoed another time, but soon. And it will definitely happen very soon, and I invite you to participate in that one as well. And if you have not already subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do so. If you have not yet scheduled a reading with me, please do so while you can. And if you have any questions about that, you're more than welcome to submit a comment. But if you'd rather, if you would rather inquire privately, you can email me at thetarotman@excite.com. That's TheTarotman@excite.com. And that will be included in the description box for this video as well for private inquiries with regards to my psychic services, the fees, the forms in which they're available, etc. But for now, YouTube, I wish you a beautiful evening, and I lovingly remind you that something beautiful is on the horizon. And I will close this video doing one of my favorite things, which is sipping some café bustelo.